So that's been a really lovely 2 days on the southwest coast path. Well, there's actually a sign here. The weather's so nice, I've decided I'm going to carry on and do the England coast path all the way up to Weston-super-Mare. So another 4 days along the coast. So this is Minehead Beach. Need to get some food, I suppose fish and chips really. And we'll be walking along the front, heading out towards Blue Anchor this afternoon and camping there. So this is handy. Wessex Water also supplying free top-up water like they do in Scotland, so I can fill up my bottles after I've had some dinner. So this is the Minehead terminus of the West Somerset Railway. The original railway ran between Taunton and Watchet, and the railway was extended to Minehead in 1874. It was used to transport minerals, obviously holidaymakers and school children. And the line closed at the start of 1971 and reopened at Easter in 1976 between Minehead and Blue Anchor, which is where we're walking to this afternoon. I guess apart from the start of the southwest coast path, Minehead is famous for its butlins, and there it is. Obviously the train would bring holidaymakers into that as well. So we got to the end of Minehead Beach. I think we go down here. I'm not sure how well signposted it's going to be. Oh, that's quite good. England Coast Path, Dunster 2 miles. I guess it's not going to be too difficult to follow, is it really? Just keep the sea on my left hand side. Forgot how hard it is to walk on the sand. Luckily I've put my mini gaiters on, so no sand should get into my shoes. And that's where we're heading. This is a good vantage point to see where we're going to be walking today and tomorrow. So that bit over there is Blue Anchor Bay, and then we'll be coming around here tomorrow, and there's Watchet there, and then carry on right out to Hinkley Point there, which is the power station. That's where we'll be finishing tomorrow. But first today we need to get on and get to Blue Anchor. That's one big flood relief channel into Dunster Beach, and up there on the hill is Dunster Castle. See it? There we go. This is something I've got to watch out for, is high tide, because we walk along the beach, but it's not until later on this evening, and it's only 3 o'clock, so we should be alright just to go down the beach. So we made it to Blue Anchor. There's a signal box at the station. This is the same railway as was at Minehead. So not far now until my campsite. Just walk back to the beach. Good morning and welcome to day 2 of the England Coast Path, and we're on the front at Blue Anchor and we're heading up towards Watchet first, 3 miles away, and then we'll get some food and then carry on to the campsite near Hinkley Point. About 13 miles today. There's Watch It. Tide's going out slowly, which is good because we've got a bit of beach walking to do. And then we'll be walking along the coast to Hinkley Point. The blue anchor to Watch It Road is shut. It's been shut for quite a while and they're not going to reopen it, and I guess this is the reason. They're talking about unstable cliffs and you're close to the edge. Doesn't look too bad, does it? So that's what it's all about. Right, we'll carry on down the road, down into Watch It. Made it to Watch It, and this is the station house and the terminus for the West Somerset Mineral Company. Here's a notice board all about it. This is Watch It Harbour, and we'll come back here in a minute and explore. But first I need to go into town and get some provisions for the next day and a half. Enough to take me all the way to Bridgwater.
The fair breeze blue, the white pine blue.
This is Watch It Harbour, and we'll be heading out towards that way. Hopefully the tide's out far enough and I'll be able to walk along the beach, otherwise it's a bit of a road walk. I'm going to grab a coffee first. So let's Watch It. Yeah, lovely little harbour town. Got my supplies. And we're going to head on up the coast path now. So we're going back onto the beach. There's the tide times. Low tide is at 3:13. So we should be alright to carry on. Yeah, you could certainly get caught out here. The tide does come up quite a long way. I think we're going to go right the way around to there. Right, let's get going. Yeah, this week's been really good because the tides have been excellent. High tide 9 o'clock in the morning ish, and the weather's been fantastic so far. I don't know how well that'll come out, but that's Minehead over there and North Hill. Walked along the coast path there, but what I actually stopped for was the beach. Pattern of the rocks, unusual and lovely. I've just walked around from there and all of a sudden I got absolutely drenched. It was like it was chucking down with rain. Looking up, there's blue sky. Just couldn't work it out. And then as I got around the corner, saw this. And a waterfall. It's just catching in the breeze. Yeah, it's lovely. Some great rock formations. And we're walking along the beach again. There's a footpath there. It's very peaceful. Countryside is starting to feel a bit different. The corn tocks up there. Certainly a lot more agricultural. Right, so we're going to carry along this track So that's Hinkley Point, and we're heading for that square white building in the middle, and then head inland on the alternative route around Hinkley. You can't actually go on the original path, which would go along the shore edge. Right, that's about as far as we're going to go today. Got to Hinkley Point. We're going up that way towards Bridgwater tomorrow. But my campsite's down this road in a small village, so that's where I'll be heading now. And I'll bring you back in the morning when we get back here. Day 3 of the England coast path. Today we're off to Bridgwater. Quite a long day, 21 miles, so I got up a little bit earlier. But another lovely sunny day. No, I think I went a bit wrong there. There's a post over there. Yeah, signposting isn't that great around here. Well, I suppose the signposting's good. The path isn't great. I can't really tell where you're supposed to be going. In the general direction's fine, I suppose. But never mind. We're back on the route. There we are, back on the coast. Lovely buttercup field there. Starting to feel a bit more like Somerset, with drainage ditches and the flat areas. And that's the coast we're walking up. Just entered the nature reserve. Nice observation tower there, so I think we ought to see what sort of view we can get from the top. So that's where we came from, and you're going to get some window frames as we go through. That's where we're heading, Brean down. And this is the headland. Yep, that's the River Parrot. We'll be walking up the other side tomorrow. On the way to Burnham-on-Sea is the first big place over there, and then up the coast, and yeah, we'll be heading down that way to Bridgwater. I don't know how well that come out, but this route can only be walked between the 1st of April and the 30th of September, and that's to avoid disturbing the feeding and roosting birds. So let's get going. I recognise where I am now. In the clip where I said, oh, I'm just going into the nature reserve, that's just the other side of that road there. Oh, crazy. Anyway, looking the other way, it's starting to really feel like Somerset levels, isn't it? Very flat, some dikes and inlets. Made it to the River Parrot. Obviously tide's going out. We'll be following the river into Bridgwater. Still got about another 12 to do today, so quite a lot. Certainly a muddy river. There you get, bottom half brown, top half blue, clear blue sky. What a day. And we can't be too far away because it looks like there's a road down that way. So this is the first crossing point over the River Parrot at Bridgwater. So this is as far as we go south. Then we're going to head up the right hand bank to my accommodation. As you come into Bridgwater, there's a bit of a diversion because they're building a tidal defence barrier for Bridgwater, so you have to go round, and then when you're on this side as well, you just have to go through the industrial estate rather than along by the river. The coast path goes up that way, but my accommodation is just there at the Admiral's table, so I'll be over there. I think I deserve a pint after today, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning! Day 4 of the England coast path, and just left the hotel and heading up the River Parrot to the sea. and then we'll carry on past Burnham and up towards Brean. I think that's probably as far as I'll get. I could push on for Weston-super-Mare, but that would be another 10 miles on top, which is a bit too much, I think. Not sure what that is, but it looks like an airship hangar or something like that. I'll have to look when I get back. Yeah, we're just carrying along here on top of the bank along the river. There's a little hamlet of Coomwich, this little creek with boats in. Went past that yesterday early afternoon. Yesterday we were walking the nature reserve, and over there is the breach where it lets all the water into the lagoons. To stop people going in, there's no entry signs. So this is the last little bit of the River Parrot, coming up to the headland here. I'm not sure if you can see over there is the Hyde that we climbed up yesterday, and then swing around a bit more and there's the open sea, and we're heading out towards Burnham-on-Sea, I suppose. So there's Burnham-on-Sea. To get there we have to go up the estuary to High Bridge, not quite as far as Bridgwater yesterday, but a little while. So this is Burnham, and there's Burnham Pier. Not very long. Just going on to the top end of Burnham Beach. There's Burnham down there, and we're going to be heading up towards the lighthouse. This sand is a bit soft, so we'll head down to the harder sand. And we got to Burnham Lighthouse, the one you see in all the publicity blurb. And we're just walking along the beach here. We should get to the other end before the tide comes in. I think low tide's about 4, it's only just gone 2, so we should be fine. Really is a long walk along the beach, and we've still got a pretty long way to go. I'm glad the tide's out, otherwise it would be a lot of road walking. Well, that was an enjoyable 5-mile walk along the beach. Got about another 10 miles to go until the end, so I think I'm going to call it a day today. There's Brean down there, so we'll be heading out that way tomorrow, and then inland and up to Weston. So camping and campsite, rather expensive, but hey, I literally just walked from the campsite to the beach. So another nice day today, wasn't too warm. Right, I'm going to finish here, so I'll bring you back in the morning. Good morning, day 5 on the England Coast Path walk. Last day, that's our main objective, which is to go around Brean down, and then we'll be heading inland to join up with the West-Mendip Way and then up the beach to Weston-super-Mare. And those that have watched my Staffordshire and Worcestershire Canal walk will know what that flag is. Well, that really was a truly epic beach walk. Don't think I've walked quite so far on the beach, but as you can see, we've made the slipway, so we need to go up Brean down, up the footpath, and then along the top. And there you have it, the trig point at the top of Brean Down. And there's the Bristol Channel. A lot of people call it the Severn Estuary. If you translate it from Welsh or Cornish, it will mean Severn Sea. Sounds much better, doesn't it? So there's the fort at the end. Certainly looks like it's been built to last. Yeah, it's a pretty big complex. And obviously gun was here. And out there in the Severn Sea is Steepholm, and out that way, and if you can just see, there's a lighthouse. That's Flatholm, and of course the other side is Wales. And down there is the very end. And some people enjoying themselves on some jet skis. So getting towards the end of Brean Down. Great view. Can see why they'd have a fort up here. We're going to be heading down by the side of that river and then back up and then over to Uphill, which is there, and that's the start of the Mendip Way, and obviously the Mendip Hills are behind Uphill, and then we'll be walking along the beach up to Weston-super-Mare Pier. There's Brean Down. It's been quite a long walk up the river before we can cross it. I can see the bridge just there, and then we'll be turning and going up the other side on the home stretch, so probably only about 5 miles to go, something like that. There's Uphill boatyard, or marina I suppose. You can see it's all starting to look very familiar. I recognise this path here, west section of the Mendip Way. I've now joined another section of my end-to-end together. So I go from Plymouth Hoe all the way to Kirkgetholm at the top of Pennine Way. Walked over 1,000 miles on my end-to-end challenge. There we go. Just to confirm, West Mendip Way. Right, let's go through the gate. Down here should be the boat. Uphill Village, which means that Weston's this way. There's Brean Down. We're back on the beach again for our final beach walk to Weston Pier. Been another glorious day. So this is the Grand Pier at Weston, and with my southwest coast path, this is the end of a really enjoyable 6 days walking up the coast from Lynmouth to here. Hope you've enjoyed the video as much as I've enjoyed walking the coast. It's been beautiful weather. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.